Welcome back to Sam's Watch Review. This one right here is a classic digital model from Casio, the F84W. I got this through a buying agent service that purchased it for me from Japan, since it's not officially available in my country. Some say this model was released in the same year as the F91W at 1989 and was intended for the Japan domestic market or JDM. But when I looked through older catalogs, I actually found it listed in the 1988 Casio UK collection as one of the wake-up timers using module 587. Interestingly, the next model in that catalog, the A155WA, listed its module as either 587 or 593, as if the 593 was starting to replace the 587. Back to the JDM unit in this review, it is no longer using module 587, but rather module 593, the same one used in the F91W, A158, and A159. So it has the same functions, same screen layout, and yes, the same weak backlight. Here is the box it came with, a simple cardboard box with a plastic window, complete with the manual and everything. And interestingly, it says made in Thailand. Now here it is side by side with my old F91W. Same display, although the hue is slightly different. It also shares the same blue frameline theme, but the case and resin band are different. The F84W case is narrower and lacks the side bumps around the buttons. It actually looks more similar to older models like the F87W. The locks are open, unlike F91Ws, but the width is the same, 18mm, and it uses pins instead of spring bars. The button layout is of course identical to the F91W since they share the same module. On the left are the light and mode buttons. On the right is the start-stop or 24-hour button. One thing I noticed is the beep sound. It's a bit softer. Maybe that's due to this being a JDM version. Now let's talk about the resin band. It looks even more old school than the already classic F91W strap. It is narrower and there are holes on the buckle side, which might help with air circulation. Also, the keeper loop has the word Casio on it. Next, about the dimensions and specifications. The lug-to-lug length is 38.7mm, and then it is 33.4mm wide, 8.5mm thick, and it has basic water resistance, and the weight is 21 grams. The battery life is 7 years with CR 2016, and the retail price in Japan is 2,200 yen. About the display, it has the same contrast and layout as the F91W with slightly different hue. The watch uses resin glass or acrylic, so it's not scratch resistant. And the segment layout and fonts are identical, even though this model is for the Japanese market. And the backlight, the same old school micro LED as the F91W. Now about the modes and features. First is the timekeeping mode. It shows the day, date, and then hour, minute, and second. You can easily change the time format by pressing the right button, this one. So now 4 PM or the 16 for the 24-hour format. And then the next mode is the alarm mode. It has one daily alarm and also hourly signal or chime. Okay, and then the next one is the stopwatch. It measures up to 60 minutes with 100th of a second accuracy, and also it supports start, stop, and split time. Okay, stop, reset. And then the next mode is the adjustment mode, where you can set the time and also the date, and then back to the timekeeping mode. As a note, this model does not have a timer, dual time, or additional advanced feature. And here it is on my almost 7-inch wrist. It weighs almost nothing, and the narrower strap makes it feel more like wearing a bracelet or fitness band. Digits are clear and legible, just like other Casios with the 593 module, although the display, as you might guess, is a bit small. Now let's talk about the pros and cons. On the positive side, it is slim and lightweight, and it has cool classic design, even more vintage looking than the F91W. And then it has crisp and readable display, And lastly, it is quite rare and, in my opinion, collectible. On the other side, there are also some things to consider. It is using resin crystal and plastic case, so not the most durable. And then there are no advanced features like a timer, dual time or multiple alarms. And then it has a weak backlight. And then strap replacement might be a bit tricky due to the usage of pins instead of spring bars. So what's the conclusion? If you get the chance to grab one of these, whether through a friend or while visiting Japan, I definitely recommend picking it up. It's a fun and affordable vintage digital watch that's somewhat rare, at least here in my country. And who knows, it might become a story-worthy piece in your collection someday. That's all for this review. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video. Have a great day.